I'm Pete Wright.
And I'm Andy Nelson.
Welcome to The Next Reel. When the movie ends,
our conversation begins.
Pitt and the Pendulum is over. Elizabeth was quite dead. I'd stake my reputation on it.
This was my father's world, Mr. Barnett. The shrieking of mutilated victims became the music of his life. The blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled within these walls. Limbs twisted and broken, flesh burned black.
Starring Vincent Price, truly a master of the macabre. John Carr in a challenging role. Barbara Steele, more blood-chilling than in Black Sunday. And introducing taunting Luana Anders.
Nicholas.
Elizabeth? Is that you? Elizabeth? While we were up here mourning her, she was alive. Struggling to be free.
You are lying, sir. When Maria screamed, where were you? You lie!
I'm going to torture you, Isabella. I'm going to make you suffer for your faithlessness to me. You harlot!
All the violence of angry seas. The unseen forces of the unknown. The unforgettable memories of a long-forgotten childhood. All these you will feel in your very blood.
Do you know where you are, Bartholomew? You are about to enter hell.
Can I tell you my first quibble with this movie, Andy?
Yes, please.
Do you know what it is? I've already dropped a brown M&M for you.
Oh, I know what it is. And do you want me to say?
Yeah.
It's the fact that all the marketing has the Pit and the Pendulum, but when the movie starts, it's just Pit and the Pendulum.
It's even, I screenshotted that so that I could litigate that with you. And then I went, even the trailer. I'm on the IMDb page and I've paused the trailer and it's called Edgar Allan Poe's Pit and the Pendulum next to the poster that says The Pit and the Pendulum. Who is doing this in 1961? Why would you leave that splinter in my brain?
I had a film professor back in college who had decided on his own that the way that the film's title should always end up living once the film is made, is how it appears in the film itself.
Yes.
And so that is his definitive version. Now, he took it a little far. Like Gone with the Wind, he said, it's written in all capitals every time you write it because that's how they write it in the film. That was a little bit of too much of a stretch for me. Like I can see what he's going for there, but you see something like 7. Yeah, they kind of went with the numeral 7 in that everywhere. But this,
and so do we.
Yeah, but this, it's based on Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Pit and the Pendulum.
The Pit and the Pendulum.
But the title on the film is Pit and the Pendulum, which makes you think that it's somebody named Pitt and he's playing with his new pendulum that he got for Christmas.
His dog is named Pendulum. It's a Tom Hanks story. So we're already starting off on the wrong foot with this movie, 1961's Pit and the Pendulum.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, before we jump into this, let's talk about, because this is part of our season-long discussion about Roger Corman projects, whether it's something he directed, produced, wrote, directed, and produced, executive produced, whatever. This is part of this ongoing series. Members are voting for these. This was, we decided since Edgar Allan Poe's birthday is in January, we would use this month to celebrate with one of his one of Corman's 8 adaptations, and the members voted on this one, The Pit and the Pendulum. So let's start by talking about our experience with Edgar Allan Poe, and then we can talk about this particular story, and then we'll jump into the film. So is Poe somebody that you have enjoyed in your life? Where do you stand with the old poster?
With Poe? Do I stand with the poster? Oh, God, if he could be on our filmmaker shirt. I stood with Big Poe for a while in high school. Like, I read a bunch of Poe in high school, and I didn't really go beyond that. I am far from a Poe scholar, but I remember snippets. I flipped through the story, with very short story, in my compendium of Poe that's dusty on the old shelf here. And so I was able to kind of refresh myself on what the original story was about. And I have read a lot of other stuff. I like Poe. I like allusions to Poe. I think Poe is useful in conversation because his stories make for great metaphor for other modern topics. I don't read Poe every year. I'm not one of those posters.
Yeah. When I was in 7th grade, our English teacher everyone had to pick a poem and memorize it, and then recite it in front of the class. And everyone is picking things like Shel Silverstein, or, I picked The Road Less Traveled By, like those sorts of simpler sorts of things. I said, I'm going to do The Raven. And so I tackled that. I memorized the entire thing, and I still, to this day, like, have huge chunks of it memorized. Like, I can still tackle that with, some skill. I'm not as... it's one that I have to review to actually get the full thing going again, but it's still there. I still have it floating around.
I'd like to see that someday.
Maybe I'll show you. But anyway, so from that, I really fell in love with the way that he told stories, and in some other classes we would read different short stories of his, and so I had familiarity with him. But like you, it largely tapered off after junior high school, and I never really kind of pursued it beyond that. I enjoy Poe stories when they come up, and it's interesting to take on films like this that really take liberties with Poe's short story, at least, especially for this one, it's not really something that you can make a full feature film with, like The Raven. Yeah, that's hard to do that. And so I enjoy his stories, but I've not looked at many things that have been adaptations or inspirations for things, just because I know that, well, largely you're probably not doing much with the actual story. And that's kind of where I am with Poe. Like, I'm familiar with some of his works. It's been a while, and I've seen very few things that call themselves adaptations.
You know what'll make you really want to go back to the source material is watching this movie.
Well, you say that as if you didn't have fun. So this will be a good conversation, because I'm curious where you land with this one once we get into it.
Yeah.
Dear cinephile, allow me to beckon you into a world where the love of film is a haunting mistress, a realm that implores you to join our impassioned community and embark upon a journey most macabre. What you have just witnessed is but a spectral glimpse into our descent into Roger Corman's gothic labyrinth, The Pit and the Pendulum. Yet, this is merely the first step in the catacombs of cinematic wonders that await you as a member of our film-obsessed brotherhood. By venturing to truestory.fm/join, you shall unlock the rusted gates to a mausoleum of celluloid delights across all of our beloved podcasts: The Next Reel, The Film Board, Sitting in the Dark, Movies We Like, and CinemaScope. As a member, you shall be granted early access to ad-free episodes of all the shows in our family of film podcasts, allowing you to plunge into the abyss of cinema without the chains of interruption. But this is only the beginning of the dark gifts that shall be bestowed upon you. Each month, you shall wield the power to shape the very essence of our bonus episodes as you cast your vote within the shadowy halls of our Discord community. And it is within this virtual realm that you shall find a gathering of kindred spirits, each one yearning to share their passion for the macabre art of film and engage in discussions that shall set your soul ablaze. but the true treasures lie buried even deeper within the heart of our cinematic catacomb. As a member, you shall possess the key to exclusive pre- and post-show content, where the conversation starts before and continues long after the credits have faded into darkness. Imagine being privy to the creation of lists that tie the films we discuss to the greater tapestry of cinema, offering you a richer understanding of the movies we love. And for those who hunger to be even closer to the beating heart of the conversation, there is an opportunity most rare and precious. As a member, you shall have the chance to tune in live as we record our episodes, bearing witness to the magic as it unfolds, and even having your own questions answered during our post-show discussion. To cross the threshold into this enchanted world of cinematic wonder, simply make your way to trustory.fm/join and become one with our film-loving family. For a mere $5 a month, or $55 a year, you shall join a community that breathes the very essence of the movies. So, my dear friend, why linger in the shadows of mere snippets when you could be fully immersed in the conversation? Join us, and let us descend together into the depths of the pit and the pendulum and countless other celluloid tombs, hand in hand, as we lose ourselves in the intoxicating spell of the cinema. Heed the call of truestory.fm/join, and let the macabre adventure begin.